When I got laid off, I stopped paying my credit card debt. I said, if you want to get your money, fucking sue me. Well, there's a company suing me right now, but they probably bought the debt in batch. So I was looking into ways on how I could respond to the summons asking them to verify the debt. And there was 2 forms that I could fill out. Well, my husband comes home and he says, why don't you just have a lawyer do it? We pay for the services. So I'm like, yeah, good idea. I get the call from the lawyer today and he's talking about making a payment plan with these people. I said, why would I do that? Well, I told him my theory is they send out all of these summons just before Christmas because 70% of the time people do not respond to them and their wages end up getting garnished. And the reason I know this is because it's happened to me before, and I remember it happening just before Christmas, and I forgot about it. And this time, I didn't want to forget about it. So I explained to him what I wanted to do, and he says, I've been in the business for 22 years, and they'll be able to verify it. You're just kicking the can down the road. I said, I don't care. I said I would still like to at least try because I'm on unemployment. It's just before the holidays, and I know they're banking on me not responding. And I don't have anything for them to garnish, and I understand that they can lien my house, so I don't want to pay this right now. I don't have time for it. So if all we're going to do is kick the can down a little bit, I would prefer to just do that. And if it ends up getting dismissed, even better. And instead of doing it myself, I thought I would get an expert to do it for me. So this is the route I would like to take. At the end of the conversation, he was like, Jenny, I don't want you to stress this season. I will take care of this. You don't have to worry about a thing. I will make sure this is taken care of for you. That man is going to get that shit dismissed.
People are officially getting sued for unpaid credit card debt, and for a lot of folks, this is hitting way harder than expected. This isn't new. Credit card companies have always had the ability to sue, but what's different now is how many people are suddenly finding themselves on the receiving end of court papers instead of collection calls. And here's the part that surprises people. Credit card companies don't want to sue you. Lawsuits cost money, attorneys cost money, court filings cost money. If a lender can scare someone into paying with letters, emails, and settlement offers, that's usually the cheaper route. That's why for years, many people ignored the threats because most of the time, nothing happened until it did.
I'm being sued by a credit card company for $5,000 for not paying the bill. You know how you don't know what you don't know? Well, I learned this the fucking hard way. I got into a lot of debt being a single mom in nursing school. Like, I really racked my credit cards up surviving, you know? And then when I started making money, I tried really hard to pay them off, but it just, like, I was drowning in it. I just, like, had a really hard time getting out of it. I tried to get a loan and I couldn't get approved for one, so I ended up consolidating all my debt. You know, like, I did research it. Like, I understood I was going to ruin my credit. I knew that it was going to be bad, but I had just gotten a new car. I had my place. Like, it was fine. Like, I could handle this for a couple years and just have bad credit for a while and then build it back up. And this is my fault for not understanding, but I just didn't know. You have to stop paying on the bills because they won't settle your credit card bills unless there's, like, you're behind on them and there's a need for it. So you just stop paying on them, which felt wrong, but it's what I did. But one of the ones that I owed, like, $5,000 on, which was my biggest one, that was the only one that they, like, didn't shut down, and it just, like, kept growing and growing and growing. And I was like, what the fuck do I do? And they were like, just keep paying us and, like, we'll get it settled. And I was like, okay, like, this is what I do. Eventually the credit card did get shut down, but I still never got, like, the documentation saying it was settled. And I was like, you know, it'll probably be coming. I just need to build that account up more, you know, whatever. So I've been paying my monthly payments, you know, trying to get it settled. And then today, as I'm sitting in my car, I get served, and, like, I just didn't even know that this was a fucking option. The credit card company's suing me for the $5,000, but I've also been paying the $5,000 off from the other company. So of course I call them and I spend all morning on the phone with these fucking people. And they're just like, well, all we can do is extend your payments out, because obviously they have to make a profit, right? So if it's settled for the amount that it's settled for, then they're not making a profit. So they want mass amounts more money in order to settle this now. But I'm also at the same time being sued and have to go to court over this. And they're now telling me, like, oh, well, you won't have to go to court if you just extend your payments to us. But, like, that doesn't seem right. Like, I don't know. I can't afford a fucking lawyer. I literally don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. And it's just one of those things that feels like I tried so fucking hard. Like, I got myself through nursing school as a single mom, and it was really fucking hard. And I've been trying so hard to get ahead, and every time something happens, it's just like this. Like, I'm never gonna be okay. And it's one of those times I wish I just had a family member I could call to rescue me. But I don't. I just feel like I have to try so much harder than everybody else just for the, like, bare minimum of life. And I did the whole thing where like you break your poverty circles, which I know is hard. I'm the first one in my family with a college education. I'm the first one of my siblings to graduate high school. Like, I tried really hard. And I know at least for my kids it'll be easier for them. They'll never have to try this hard, or they'll at least have help when they need it. But I'm just really tired.
Now we're seeing more cases where people truly can't pay. Layoffs, reduced hours, unemployment checks that barely cover rent, let alone minimum payments. And when the money just isn't there, people make a choice. Keep the lights on or keep paying a credit card. That choice comes with consequences. This is where things get uncomfortable, because while some people fall behind due to real hardship, others end up here through something far more common: lifestyle creep. Credit limits go up, spending follows. The balance grows quietly until one day it's no longer manageable. And once that balance hits a certain threshold, usually several $1,000s, the math changes for the lender. Suddenly, suing is worth it. That's when the letters stop sounding like warnings and start sounding like deadlines.
Yeah, I'm so overly stressed out right now, and I'm really just trying to continue to motivate myself to work because I have no motivation to work right now. Just this week, I got extra hours, which made me become a full-time worker here, 32 hours compared to the 12 hours that I was getting. As soon as I accepted the new hours, y'all, I got a notification that I was going to get garnished out of my check. At first, I thought it was like a scam. I'm like, what? Like, all of this is by surprise. But I knew I had stuff going on, court cases where I maxed out credit cards, all of this back then. So I kind of do a little investigation, I realized that it is Capital One, and they claiming $6,275 when I only used $4,000 on a credit card. They put interest on it to the point where it was $5,000, like over five. It was like $5,800 or it was like in the fives when they took it to court. The court case, they had court on my behalf without me knowing all this and that, and pretty much I got a lawsuit filed against me for them to garnish $6,200 out of my pocket, and I guarantee y'all the debt wasn't even $4,200. I guarantee y'all the debt was not even $4,200. The interest made it become so much, and to the point where they trying to take $600 out of my check each month. Y'all, that is $150 per week out of my check that they finna be getting. Like, I don't even want to work. Why would I continue working, y'all? I should just quit the job, start a new job, put 10 dependents down, and they won't be able to get up with me. And they won't be able to take so much out of my check because I'm already single, trying to maintain everything, and I'm just about to quit. Like, what are y'all suggestions? I need suggestions. That's the only reason why I'm making this video. I'm not making this video so y'all to get in my motherfucking business.
And yes, credit card companies absolutely can sue over balances like $5,000 or more. They can win. And in many cases, they can garnish wages once a judgment is entered. That's not a scare tactic, that's how the system works, which makes this even scarier for people who finally get back on their feet, only to have part of their paycheck taken before it ever hits their bank account. For someone barely surviving, losing even $150 a pay period can completely collapse their budget. This is where context matters. Not every situation looks the same. Some people were reckless, some people were unlucky, some people were both. But the one thing that doesn't help, pretending this just came out of nowhere. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The economy may be rough, costs may be high, but avoiding the numbers only makes the ending worse. This isn't about shame, it's about awareness. Because whether the debt came from survival or overspending, the lesson is the same. Ignoring it doesn't protect you, it just hands control to someone else. And that's the part nobody likes to talk about. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think getting sued over credit card debt is unavoidable in today's economy? Or do you think most of these situations could have been stopped way earlier? Drop your take in the comments. I already know this one's going to be split. And if you're here for real breakdowns of viral moments without sugarcoating, without pile-ons, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button, because the consequences always show up after the spending stops.